It seems that every few days I get to talk about fragrances created by Quentin Bisch. Is he just doing way too much? Let me know, put a comment down below. But today I'm talking about 4 fragrances created by Quentin Bisch for a Thai house called PROAD. Are you familiar with this house? I have spoken about cherry syrup here and there in a few videos on the channel, but never did a video on fragrances of the house, a standalone video. And I was actually at ZGO Perfumery recently and saw these fragrances there, and I was like, wow, I got to review these, especially since they are created by Quentin Bisch. So the fragrances are 4 of them, 4 tea-focused fragrances. There's a black tea, there's a green tea, there's a red tea, and then finally white tea. If you get all 4, it comes in a nice, beautiful box like this. I'll show you the inside after the video gets rolling. And for subscribers in the USA, you get a chance to win a box of all 4 fragrances. So if you're curious to learn about these fragrances, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's Sebastian. We're talking about PROAD's Tea Collection fragrances. 4 fragrances, 30 ml. Each sells for $85, or all 4 for $275. You can check these fragrances out over at ZGO Perfumery. If you're local or nearby, stop in. They're not online, unfortunately, in-store only, but I do have a link to the brand's website. You can order them from there as well. But there is a giveaway of all 4 fragrances. And also, as I was saying, I do seem to be talking a lot about the Quentin Bisch fragrances. Let me know what your favorite Quentin Bisch fragrance is. And those of you that are in Thailand, I'm assuming you are familiar with this house, PROAD. But those of you that are outside of Thailand, especially here in the USA, are you familiar with the brand PROAD? Let me know. Put a comment down below. Before I move on with the video, if you haven't caught my recent Amouage Guidance 46 review, which is also created by Quentin Bisch, please go catch that. Then there was a video I did with 2 fragrances created by Quentin Bisch. It was Maison Crivelli Tuberose Astral and Marc-Antoine Barrois Tilia. So go catch those videos and then come back and watch this, or watch this first and then go catch those videos. And then at the end of the video, I'll let you know how you can win yourself a box of all 4 of the tea fragrances. But before I talk to you about the tea fragrances, I do want to let you know a little bit about cherry syrup. Those of you that enjoy fragrances like Tom Ford's Lost Cherry or Baccarat Rouge 540, have you tested this one? It's like a combination of both. This is a 2019 launch, 100 ml for $125. A great price for a fragrance. It features notes of cherry, rum, cinnamon, saffron, vanilla, tonka, ambroxan, sandalwood, oak, jasmine, nutty notes, benzoin. Yes, it's basically a combination of both with really, really great longevity. I love the way this smells because I like that the cherry is kind of toned down from all that kind of musky Ambroxan saffron that's going on with that kind of Baccarat Rouge DNA. So it's a great fusion of the two. And again, those of you that are fans of those 2 fragrances will most likely like this one, especially if you're into the idea of layering. Like if you layered Lost Cherry or something similar to Lost Cherry with something similar to Baccarat Rouge, it's one fragrance here. And again, it's only $125 for 100 ml. I do have this linked in the info box, and I've featured it in a few videos here and there on the channel. You can just search PROAD, P-R-O-A-D. So let's get started with the tea collection. We're starting in alphabetical order, or we're doing this list in alphabetical order. First fragrance is black tea, this one right here. Are you a tea drinker, by the way? Let me know, put a comment down below. I love tea. I don't drink tea as much as I drink coffee, but sometimes I want that, the way tea tastes, you know? I drink tea more when it's not hot outside, because I do enjoy hot tea more than iced tea. So tea is one of my favorite beverages. But black tea is focusing on black tea. It's black tea with cinnamon, plums, sandalwood, vanilla, cardamom, patchouli, labdanum, musk, vanilla, bergamot, pink peppercorn. Remember, these are all created by Quentin Bisch, the 4 tea fragrances, not cherry syrup. By the way, that's somebody else. But the way this fragrance works, it's not my most favorite of the collection, but it's not my least favorite either. It's definitely very tea, and it has that kind of darker tea effect happening here with kind of warm spices and fruits for sure. It's quite woody and also a bit vanillic, and then there's the spices that come in and create a very complex fragrance. But I do have to say the tea fragrances do wear softer than cherry syrup, but those of you that like tea fragrances will probably be satisfied with this one. It's quite spicy. It's warm spicy for sure. Lots of woods, and that fruitiness of the plums comes in, warms it up with the cinnamon, and it creates a bit of a holiday vibe. And for me, I feel like the holidays are the best season for tea drinking because it's cold outside and you're out, you know, with the family and you're sipping on some hot boiling tea with some spices and things like that. So I do like those kind of flavored teas, and this acts like it. But let me go ahead and spray this and tell you a little bit more about it. But in the meantime, if you're familiar with this collection, let me know. Put a comment down below. Yeah, the black tea for sure has plums. You definitely notice it. And the cinnamon comes in as well. Perhaps this might have a little bit of an effect like Plum Japonais, but so distantly, because, you know, it's got the warm spices and the plums together and the woods. But it's a quite pleasant fragrance for sure. It really smells great. In fact, I like 3 of the fragrances quite a bit, and one of them I didn't care for, and I'll let you know which one it is. This one's definitely really solid, and I feel like it's tied with the green tea. I'll rank the list for you guys, but super fantastic smelling. It's tea, but most of the time when we're, you know, experiencing tea fragrances, a lot of the popular ones focus on green tea. But this is definitely focusing on the black tea, and you'll notice it. Perhaps it's a bit like chai as well. The fact that it has warm spices and things like that. But super cozy. Really wonderfully cozy, spicy. And again, the holidays comes to mind with black tea. So that's the first fragrance from the tea collection from the house of PROAD. Again, these are created by Quentin Bisch. All 4 of them are $2.75 in that box. And individually, they're $85 for the 30 mLs. And these are online. I have a link to their online store, USA store, or if you're local, you can always go to San Francisco's ZGO Perfumery and smell them there. So the next fragrance I'm going to talk to you about might be my favorite, but I'm tied with the black tea here. It's green tea. So green tea is so bright and fresh and sparkling and effervescent. It is a pleasure to wear. I've sampled many green tea fragrances in my lifetime. In fact, I've been wearing tea fragrances since probably around 2000. I believe one of my very first tea fragrances was green tea, Thé Vert, from the house of Roger and Gallet. Then I moved on to L'Occitane, and then since then I've been a big fan of wearing green tea fragrances. And this is definitely one of the brightest, most fresh summertime tea fragrance perfection. So it's green tea, jasmine, pink peppercorn, bergamot, lemons, musk, woodsy notes, and black pepper. Quite spicy for sure, but it's so juicy. Extremely juicy and very calming. It's perfect in the heat. I spritzed so much of this when it was really hot outside. We had the heat wave recently. And I love the combination of the lemons and the bergamot in this with that very soft green tea effect. It's not as dark as the black tea as I was just talking about. And it's got the super coziness and refreshing qualities about it. And of course, in the background, there's a lot of flowers. And the flowers really blend. They lend themselves perfectly to the citruses in here. The juicy citruses, the sparkling effervescent citruses with the green tea note. So it's bright. It's so bright and welcoming, this scent. It's not anything like other tea fragrances I've experienced. A lot of tea fragrances are not as juicy. This one comes off extremely juicy to me, which is such a pleasure to wear. It makes for, oh God, I could smell it right now. It sparkles. It's a very sparkling and effervescent. So good, guys. Really great. This is, I mean, it's tough for me to decide. The 3 fragrances out of the collection that I really like, and then one I don't like, are so close. It's like I can't decide which is my favorite because they're all different. Unfortunately, though, between the 3 I like, green tea is the lightest. So I think that's why I mentioned it's perfect in the heat. Save it for the hot days. Black tea is more for like a warm, spicy holiday, kind of a chai-like vibe, fruity with the plums. So I would save that for the autumn and the winter. But the green tea is bright as heck. It's perfect in the summertime. Next, going to the 3rd fragrance and my least favorite, sadly, it's red tea. So I had a difficult time with this one. It's not that it smells bad. It's so subdued and there's not much going on with it. I don't know what's going on with this fragrance. it acts very subdued and not very adventurous and unique for me. So I've drank plenty of red tea in my lifetime, rooibos tea. I enjoy those. There's no caffeine in them. And there's a certain smell to them, kind of grassy, a bit floral, and of course, not your traditional tea smell. It smells completely different. And a lot of times red tea is laced with vanilla. And I was kind of hoping there was vanillic touches here. There isn't. So it's red tea, vetiver, transparent woods, mandarin orange, bergamot, raspberry, musk, grapefruit, peaches, and peony. I don't get a lot of the fruits here, and I feel like the berry notes that are in here really kind of tone it down to give me something very subdued. It just didn't do it for me. So sadly, red tea is my least favorite, whereas I like the other three quite a bit, and I can't decide which one is my favorite. Red tea is definitely my least favorite. It doesn't really come alive. Like on skin, it just sits there and I have to like really smell myself to smell it. And I was disappointed in this fragrance, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and smell it a little bit more and I'll tell you. I thought there was berry notes in there. I mean, there are berry notes in here, and I was hoping that the berry notes would appear stronger. They would just come through, but in the end, it's kind of a boring scent for me, unfortunately. So this one didn't satisfy, but it might satisfy you. Like, some of you don't like the projection. I like the way the other fragrance is projected. They made a little bit more presence. This one sits closer. It doesn't make a statement. You really have to get close to smell it. And also the combination just didn't work for me. So sadly, red tea is a disappointment. But if you've sampled these, let me know what your thoughts are on red tea. Or maybe the other ones you've sampled too. And if you like them, do let me know which ones you like. Last but not least, it's white tea. So white tea, I've worn white tea from L'Occitane as well. It got discontinued pretty fast. Right after I started wearing green tea from L'Occitane, they had launched white tea, and I was obsessed with that white tea fragrance. And then all of a sudden it was discontinued, and I was like, bummer, I can't get it anymore. So this is not like that to me. And even though the notes don't say it, this one acts gourmand to me, and I don't know why. I feel like I'm swimming in heliotrope. It's very powdery, and there's this light, nutty, almondy effect that's happening in here, which it's quite delicious, actually. So it's white tea, sandalwood, lily of the valley, tonka beans, honey, musk, peony, bergamot. And I feel like it's the honey that's creating this powdery effect, because honey tends to go powdery. And I love putting honey in tea. I actually prefer agave over honey in my teas because honey has a very strong flavor, whereas agave doesn't. But the honey is doing really wonderful things here and creating this kind of powdery gourmand effect in this white tea. But really super delicious. I think this is really, really great. I think Quentin Bisch did a great job with this. And as you can see, I've worn quite a bit of this one. But let's quickly smell white tea and tell you a little bit more about it. Oh yeah, I could smell it. It's for sure powdery. Just imagine, I'm getting heliotrope from this, or maybe almond blossom, or almonds in general. It's super delicious, guys. This collection is really good. I just was disappointed with the red tea. It just didn't do it for me, unfortunately. It just wasn't going anywhere. But I can't decide which one is my favorite of the three that I like. But I think what I like to say is white tea and green tea are my two favorites, and then followed by black tea. So black tea is my third favorite, but white tea and green tea I really enjoyed. And white tea, again, powdery, sweet honeyed, almost like almond blossom or heliotrope. And the green tea is more sparkling and juicy and citruses and just very, very uplifting and effervescent with the green tea there. And then the black tea, as I said, is that holiday spice vibe with some fruitiness. Maybe like distantly reminding you of plum japonais. Not quite, but somewhat there. But warm spices like chai latte kind of, or chai tea kind of a thing. But the collection is pretty solid, and hopefully you guys have a chance to sample these fragrances. But let me show you a little bit of how the box is in case you are the winner. This giveaway is sponsored by the brand, and it's a USA giveaway. So it's sponsored by the USA presence of the brand rather than in Thailand. So the fragrances sit here. So black tea here, green tea here, red tea here, and then white tea here. That's in alphabetical order. So it's a really nice collection, and the collection is valued at $275. They're 4 times 30 ml, or $85 each. And to participate in the giveaway, please put a comment down below and let me know which one sounds the best to you. And why do you want to win? Please put your state as well so we know where you're commenting from. Again, I'm sorry this is not open to worldwide. If you have a mailbox here, or if you have a family member or a friend that could take your gift, you by all means participate. I'm not shipping this. The brand's USA presence will be shipping this out. Again, USA only. Make sure to put down USA plus your state. Good luck with the giveaway. Oh yeah, make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well. So just so that I know you're subscribed. But either way, let me know your thoughts on the PROAD fragrances tea collection. Put a comment down below. Again, let me know which one sounds great to you. Have you tried them? Are you going to go check them out over at ZGO Perfumery? Yeah, it's close by, so you can always go smell them there if you're close by. Otherwise, they're $85 each for a 30 ml bottle. And do let me know about cherry syrup as well. I really like the combination of the Lost Cherry-like vibes with the Baccarat Rouge-like vibes there. So it's the best of both worlds in one fragrance, and very super intense and long-lasting. For me, I feel like cherry syrup is definitely longer or more beefier than the tea collection. But there's really great smells in the tea collection that I think you guys should get your nose on. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.